What happens to a dream deferred?
Does it dry up? Like a raisin in the sun?
Fester like a sore and then run.
Does it stink like rotten meat?
Or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet.
Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode?
Diddle diddle.
Okay, it's ready. Check it out.
All right. The moon! And look at all those stars! Amazing. I can look at the sky all night long.
Ooh, did you know? Long ago, people looked up at the stars and imagined pictures in the sky.
Pictures in the stars? Like a game of connect the dots.
Exactly.
Look, can you see that?
It looks like a cow.
Jumping over the moon. And that reminds me of one of my favorite songs. Come on. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Hey diddle diddle doo, hey diddle diddle doo, hey daddle daddle dee dum. Hey diddle diddle doo, hey diddle diddle doo, hey daddle daddle dee dum.
Damn, baby. You ain't from around these parts, are you?
Meanwhile, the big lumbering stranger she recently asked for a light had gotten all the way to Granny's and smashed the windows. Gotten in, knocked Granny's lights out, and tied her up and put her in the closet. When Red reached Granny's high-rise, she knocked on the door. It took a minute for Granny to open the door. And you know the drill. Yada yada. You know how it goes. Why, Granny, what big eyes you have. Why, Granny, what big ears you have. Why, Granny, what big teeth you have. Better to eat you with. So, the psycho guy attacks her. And you can just guess what happened next. NYPD's finest comes in guns blazing. The big bad wolf was neutralized by a hail of silver bullets. Thanks to the boys in blue, though they could have tried a less violent way to neutralize the situation, Red and the Granny was banged up, but no worse for wear, both with a sizable amount of trauma counseling in the future. Not quite sure if that's a happy ending. Well, it's an ending.
There is an African proverb that goes, when you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation.
Wait, we're gonna get there. So
a family.
This is the total, right?
Yeah.
The total is 5. And he gave you 4. So what number you gonna add to 4 to get 5?
I said 1.
Okay.
Why are you putting this dot?
She is educated, talented, she knows her worth. She's cultural, a woman of substance. And when
you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise.
This is a traditional African way of blending tomatoes
stew with rice. This is beans right here. This is the oil I use, avocado oil. I have my tomatoes and green pepper and red pepper, all of that. I have some more tomatoes here. I got onions and I got geisha. I don't eat meat fish, so I'm making chicken for like 3 days now. I say okra, so I'm trying to cut the chicken down a little bit. So if I was making this, basically this is my ingredients. Like easy. Since I'm making sometimes too, I just do the old traditional. Sometimes I use a blender to blend it, which is so 9 and what is gonna give you 10. 9 plus what is equals 10.
Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping and pumping.
Beans. This is the beans that are cooked. It's my rice. I just cooked it.
Certainty of tides, just like hope's high, still.
And I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna share this plate with my son. Yep. So yep. Welcome to Rukaya's kitchen.
I'll rise, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
You kids get to bed, I get the storybook. Y'all tucked in? Here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, where laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good, there lived a little boy who was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said. Me and you tonight, we're gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making the dash.
Help, he took my bag.
He robbed another and another and a sister.
Just another case about the wrong path. Straight and narrow are your soldiers cast. Good night. Knock 'em out the box, Rick. Knock 'em.
Do it, son. Come on, motherfucker. Come on, motherfucker. Come on, motherfucker.
I was battered, rat-a-tat-tatted, and all the cops. Shot back, but he missed up. Looked round good and from expectations, he decided he.
This is the police. Come out with your hands above your head. We have the place surrounded. The place surrounded. The place surrounded.
The glass bottle. Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter who worked from morning until late at night. When he had finally saved up some money, he said to his boy, "You are my only child. I want to spend the money that I have earned by the sweat of my brow on your education. Learn an honest trade so you can support me in my old age. When my limbs have grown stiff and I have to sit at home."
You know, judging someone based off of the color of their skin, you never know how it feels until you've actually been there.
Male black 5758, wearing black and gray Timberlands and Scully, or black parka jacket, gray pants, unknown direction of flight.
Police have not said the attack was racially motivated. The jogger was white and her alleged attackers black. Some members of the black community charged the arrests are a racially motivated rush to judgment. In New York, this is Alec Roberts reporting.
Why do you bring that question up now? It's an interesting time to bring it up. You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt. If you look at Linda Fairstein and if you look at some of the prosecutors, they think that the city should never have settled that case. So we'll leave it at that.
Could have worked in North Olmsted. I'm a double minority. They would have got 2 hits for me because I'm African American and I'm a female. I'm here because I wanted to make a difference. But how dare you stand next to me in the same uniform and murder somebody? How dare you? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. So why don't we just keep it real? If you're that officer, then know good and well you got a God complex. You're afraid of people that don't look like you. You have no business in that uniform. Take it off. If you're afraid to go and talk to an African-American female or a male or a Mexican male or female because they're not white like you, take the uniform off. You have no business being a police officer. Because there's many of us that would give our life for anybody. And we took this oath and we meant it. If you are that officer that's prejudiced, take the uniform off and put the KKK hoodie on. Because I will not stand for that. If you're an officer that works with me and you're wrong, I will tell you you're wrong.
This morning in a New Haven courtroom that led to a celebration with loved ones downtown. Johnson was sent to prison for 38 years when he was just 16 years old. He was coerced into making a false confession. New evidence shows Johnson didn't do it. His case was brought to light by local attorney Kenneth Rosenthal and the Innocence Project.
All of the evidence that shows that Bobby Johnson was innocent was available and known by the police from before he was arrested or within weeks of his arrest.
Johnson says he's going to spend time with his family. He's even seeing some of them for the first time.
Wow. Wow. Some of them was babies when I was out. This is amazing. It's amazing.